Hey guys, it's Annie, and 2022 is coming to a close and we're stepping into a new year, and with that it is vision board season. My vision board videos tend to be a crowd favorite around here because I've been making vision boards for the last 5 or 6 years, and every single year the majority of the things that I put on my vision boards manifest, and then I share those things with you guys, and you've just witnessed my life transform over the years through my vision board videos and all of my manifestation videos in general. And if you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Annie. I'm an intuitive certified life coach, and manifestation is my jam. My audience here on YouTube again has witnessed before their eyes my life completely transform over the last 5 to 6 years. 5 to 6 years ago, I was at my rock bottom, years and years into a very toxic relationship with an alcoholic who was constantly cheating on me, just in this really vicious, toxic cycle that led to depression and anxiety and PTSD, and I gained 30 pounds quickly. My skin was broken out from stress. My main source of income was babysitting for $10 an hour, 3 days a week. I was in a really toxic living situation with my roommates. We were all just at very low points in our life, and just so many other things that were not going well in my life at that time, which led to my rock bottom, which actually led to me finding personal development and manifestation, and I started taking action, and I made vision boards, and I did the manifestation tools, and I did healing work, and things started to change. And again, every year the majority of things that I've put on my vision boards since that time have manifested, from my amazing, beautiful, perfect cat Louise, to my dream apartment that I manifested within a year, to my car, to travel, to soulmate friend, to becoming a life coach, hosting retreats, gaining hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, making 6 figures, and so much more. And this year, it was a little different. Also, before we get any further, make sure to hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy videos like this, and if you're not subscribed, stick around. I'm gonna be making a lot more videos, trust me, in 2023. That is one of my commitments. But as I was saying, this year with my vision boards, it was different. I packed up my things at the end of the year, last year in 2021, and I decided to start traveling and live somewhat nomadically. So I was moving around a lot. My car was absolutely filled with things, so it just didn't feel super feasible to create my normal big old poster board vision board. So I did something instead. It's still vision boarding, but it's a little different. What I did this year, I chose one manifestation goal at a time and would put it on my phone screen. And the things that I would put on my phone screen would sometime manifest after a week, or after a month, or after a couple months. And then I would change the image to something else after that thing manifested. Now, did I have as many images through my phone screen as I would on a normal, like, full vision board? No. But these were big things that manifested, like massive life category things. So I'm gonna share with you some of those things today. Some of these you've heard in some of my recent manifestation success story videos, but I'm also going to be sharing with you some new manifestation wins that you've never heard before. So let's get on with it. The first one I'm going to share is what I had on my vision board phone screen in January. This is while I was traveling, and my intention was to find the perfect Airbnb in the woods, and it had to have a hot tub, and it had to have at least 2 rooms, 2 bathrooms that were equal in size, because my friends Shane and Alon and I wanted to stay in that environment for a month in Big Bear, and we were having a hard time finding those specifics. This is the image. Can you see it? So that was my phone screen background. Finally, we booked an Airbnb, and look at how similar it was in Big Bear. It had the porch with the hot tub and the lights. It was surrounded by nature on 10 acres of private land. It had 2 bedrooms with 2 bathrooms of equal size, and it was honestly the most magical month that we spent there. So then I switched to a new image to call in. And for me, this represents what I would call a divine relationship. So I was like, I'm ready to call in love. After all of my relationship trauma and being closed off to that sort of thing, I was finally claiming I'm ready for this. And It was this year that I have started to see someone, and I've shared this story briefly, but I'm gonna touch on it again because it's such a special story. Let's start off with the day that I left Los Angeles. So I packed my things up. I was driving out of Los Angeles and I was heading up north home to Washington for a 2-week trip until I got to Washington. Within 2 hours of leaving LA, this person, who was my biggest crush since I was 13 years old, messaged me. He didn't know that I was heading home to Washington. He didn't even have social media, and he wasn't even active on Facebook, but he reached out to me and was like, hey, how are you doing? And was just catching up. And I was like, I'm actually just leaving LA right now and I'm heading to Washington. And again, this was my biggest crush. He was the drummer at church camp and I was obsessed with him, like heart eyes. And even the last day of camp, he handed me his drumsticks off of stage because he knew I would just stare at him all of church camp. Yeah, it's funny now. And then I got into high school and he was a senior when I was a freshman, and he was just like my biggest crush for all of my teen years and on. I always had strong feelings. He was even my first kiss when I was 15. We never dated in high school, but he was still my first kiss. So just all of this happening just happens to reach out to me as I'm leaving LA, heading to Washington, to my hometown where he lives. And I get home and I'm there for a few months. We don't see each other, but finally we do. After a while, I was like, I'm not sticking around here, but whatever, like, let's just get together. I planned on it just being completely platonic. We hung out once and I'm like, oh, my heart's super open for this person, but we're just gonna be friends. Like, this is an interesting friendship dynamic. Like, I have strong feelings, but he's just gonna be a friend because I'm gonna be traveling, so we just have to stick to being friends. And we hang out again like a week later and sparks are flying. I'm like, oh, we're crossing past the platonic level at this point. And that's really where our romantic relationship began. And I didn't even notice the date of that occurrence until a few weeks later when I looked back. The date of that romantic spark was February 2nd, 2022. 2/2/2022. Also, twos represent a lot of different things, but it also represents love and partnership and union, two people coming together. And again, us coming together in person happened after me putting this on my phone. And here we are now into December and we're about a month away from it being an entire year. And yes, the L word, the love word, is regularly used between us and all of those things, but I don't want to go into too much detail. He's not like a social media person, but you still get to hear our cute story. So that was a massive manifestation. Like, that should be a movie. The next thing I put on my vision board was a Sprinter van. I did have the idea of actually buying a Sprinter van and traveling full time. That didn't happen, but it worked out a lot better because what did happen is after putting this on my vision board on Airbnb, because I was traveling nomadically, I came across a Sprinter van available. So I actually ended up renting that out for a week and I got to experience van life. And I realized that it was really fun, but I also don't think it's for me full time. So success. The next thing on my vision board was a tiny home. This was the version 1 tiny home idea where I was gonna get one and put it on a foundation, and it's more like a built structure. But after sitting with it and talking with my parents on all of the things that would need to be done to create a permanent structure like this, we decided it would be better to go for the general tiny home on wheels. So this has been my phone screen background for a while. This has been one of the big things where I'm like, this feels like a stretch. I took a lot of time off of working this last year because I really needed to recharge and just like not take on clients and not make many videos, as you guys have probably witnessed. So with that, that does affect income. And I'm like, this is a big investment if I'm not working right now. So I don't know if this can happen. I'm currently clearly not in a tiny home, but if you've been watching my videos, it is happening. My income has increased and I'm gonna touch on that shortly, but I actually shared in my last video that I was in contact with a builder to build a custom one, but there's also another option right now. I found this other company that's only 2 hours away. Their tiny homes are a bit more expensive, but they're bigger and just have like a luxury apartment kind of feel to them. And I'm just gonna refer back to this original tiny home that has the spiral staircase. Like, the stairs on this tiny home, for a tiny home, it's kind of like spiraled in a way as much as it can be. And these ones actually are lighting me up a lot more than the custom ones. So I've reached out to them and I'm booking an in-person tour in the next couple of weeks. Yes, this hasn't physically happened yet, but it is actually in the process of happening. Like, this is coming to fruition. Those are the main things I put on my vision board phone screens this last year. And for me, I would say that that is a 100% success rate. I also wanted to touch on a few manifestations that happened through scripting rather than my vision board. And that is after, again, taking time off of working, when I intentionally went to manifest new clients after not doing so in a while, I quickly was able to manifest 6 new one-on-one clients, all who had a 100% success rate working with me and had massive shifts in their life. So that was really cool. I hosted and filled my second ever retreat. It was beautiful. Every break that I had during that retreat, my co-host Alon and I just like would run back to our room and jump up and down and say like, we're so good at this. And so that was so fun, and we plan on hosting more. So if you want to see me in person this year, I'll be hosting at least 1 to 2 more retreats. Very excited for that. So scripted about filling out my retreat, that happened. I hosted a super successful 10-day manifestation challenge, and I had over 7,000 people sign up for it, and it was just a beautiful experience. I don't say this lightly, but people genuinely experienced miracles and manifestations and healing through this 10-day experience. So that was a huge win. The next thing that I manifested, and especially after sharing that I took a step back from working and it did affect my finances, I scripted several months ago about having a 50K launch, like putting on a new program and reaching $50,000. That's something I've never done. I've never done a big launch. I just launched a new program called the Next Level Life Manifestation Accelerator, and it starts in January. And I've already had such a solid group of people join that I've surpassed my 50K launch goal and have actually at this point reached a $70,000 launch. So that is a huge thing that's helping this tiny home manifestation come to fruition. And it's not just because I all of a sudden became great at sales. I actually feel like I'm not great at sales. The reason people joined is because I put on this 10-day experience, and people in the challenge experienced for themselves the power of the work that I do with my clients. Again, they were manifesting things. Their intuition was coming online. Healings were happening. Things were shifting in their life. So they were like, oh shoot, this is legit and this is powerful. Like, I am in. So yeah, I've had a 70K launch. That's something I've never done before. The fact that I've gone far past what I scripted about manifesting is so freaking cool, and I'm so excited. I also want to share with you that this Saturday I have something free for you, an experience. I am going to be hosting an end of the year manifestation workshop this Saturday at 12 p.m. PST. It is going to be on Zoom, so you can come join on Zoom, or it's also going to be streamed straight here on YouTube. I will link down below where you can sign up so that you can get the Zoom link and attend live. Again, it's free, so I hope you'll join me. I also wanted to share a few other ways you can work with me, super simple ways. So the first way, which is on theme with this video, is I have a vision board bundle that you can purchase for only $88. That comes with a 40+ page downloadable vision board guidebook with ceremony structure, manifestation energy work practices, step-by-step walkthroughs of how to assemble your board and conduct an intention ceremony. It has journal and reflection prompts. It comes with a downloadable guided dream life visualization that I created, as well as my 2021 live vision board workshop, which is a 2-session workshop, which you get the replay that you can follow along to create your vision board this year. So you can get that right now and create a vision board that really works for you in 2023. That is one way to work with me. I also have my scripting bundle. My scripting bundle is 30 days of different scripting prompts for you to do daily, as well as 30 daily manifestation action steps to take so that you can really integrate the energy of that scripting into your life and create a life transformation in those 30 days by putting your energy in the direction of the things that you want. Journaling about them, scripting about them, and taking action towards them. It's super powerful. There's also a different guided visualization that comes with that, a breathwork practice that comes with that, and some other things. That's only $55. I will link that below as well. And lastly, you can join the Next Level Life Manifestation Accelerator. We begin in January. The kickoff date is January 11th, 1/11, and we already have an amazing group of humans in there. This Manifestation Accelerator is a 12-week group program, so it's a 3-month journey together. There are video modules every single week. There are live calls with me every single week. I'm gonna have bonus guest speakers. You're gonna have a massive meditation library. There's going to be social media training. I've been doing YouTube for a decade, so I'm a pro when it comes to editing and know all of the little details around social media, Instagram, all of it. I'm gonna be teaching some of that in there as a bonus because social media is such a massive part of our lives, and sharing here is a huge part of, I feel like, what's helped my vision boards manifest, by using my voice and sharing these things. So if you feel like you're here to do more and to help the world and to live a life that's big, come along with me, come along with this group. The clients that I've worked with have had massive wins and transformations and shares. You can go to the link down there. I recommend just reading the page, reading all the words, what it's about, who it's for, read the testimonials and see how it resonates. Because this is not just a 3-month journey together that feels good and it's a little boost and fun and whatever. This is a 3-month period that will shift your life. Early bird pricing for this ends Sunday at 11:59 p.m. PST. Prices go up on Monday, so if you want to join, I highly recommend getting in now. Again, we already have an amazing group of humans who are in, and I hope you'll join us if you really want to make leaps and bounds and have a spiritual growth journey and a life transformation journey like you've never experienced before for 2023. I invite you into this experience. Go check that out. Other than that, again, on Saturday, there is a free manifestation workshop going down on Zoom, streamed straight here on YouTube. I hope to see you there. Mark it on your calendars. Sign up to join on the Zoom call down below. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye guys.